Hi, I'm Tom.
And I'm Peter.
And we're the Wine Guys. And Peter, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Tom.
We have some very exciting news. To kick off 2010, we're celebrating our 125th anniversary of the founding of Sattui Winery in San Francisco, actually it was on Montgomery, right near Columbus.
And then of course on to Bryant Street, the Mission District.
Years later.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be having all sorts of great activities and events this year. Lots of specials. And in fact, speaking of events, we have our barrel tasting party, which is coming up.
January 30th.
And I hope you all can come. This has been an annual event for us for, something like 20 plus years.
All the new wines are being showed, the futures, you get a chance to get great deals on the futures, and of course all the new wines.
Well, and then speaking of the 2009 vintage, a great vintage for us. I think the star of the show will certainly be the Cabernets. The 2009 cabs are showing really well.
The weather was so consistent.
We really lucked out. We had great weather up until the very end of harvest. I think just towards the very end of October, we got the deluge of about 5 inches of rain in 2 days, but we had
got it all in.
About 95% of the crop was in. And I know Brooks Painter, our winemaker, is just really delighted with the quality of the fruit. You're going to have a chance to taste, I think it's about 15 futures. So you have a chance to buy these at great discounted prices. So great music, lots of wines, lots of food. So hopefully you can come. And we also have an event coming up in February.
Stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that, and we'll let you know about that in the weeks to come. And then we also have a new party coming up in April, which we're going to tell you about later too.
It's going to be a year full of parties celebrating our 125th year, and what better place to come and visit is Sattui.
Well, I wanted to get the year off started right, and I wanted to have a special wine for our good customers this year, and we did a limited bottling. This is our 2007, in fact we've never done this before, this is our Sattui Family Red Anniversary Vintage. And this is now the 30th vintage that we've been producing this
bottling this since 1977.
And it's still today our #1 selling red wine. And for the anniversary vintage, and here, take a whiff of this.
There's great value to this wine, and it's always a palate pleaser.
Well, and as I said, it's been our #1 selling wine. And over the years, it's been a lot of different blends. It's been a lot of Zinfandel, but certainly has included Cab and Merlot. And for this anniversary vintage, we wanted to beef it up a little bit and make this wine a little bit more special. And so this is a blend, Peter, of Cabernet, Merlot, and Petit Verdot.
And the Petit Verdot comes from our Vittorio's vineyard.
Correct, so it's an estate vineyard. And so it's more like a Meritage wine. It's all Bordeaux varieties.
Much bigger than previous family wines. The Petit Verdot can add a lot of that. It does really well in California. It's difficult to grow because it's a late. It gets a late harvest and it ripens late, and so it's a varietal that just is terrific as an addition to this.
Well, and this is kind of the secret blending grape that a lot of winemakers use in blending with Cabernet. And traditionally, it always has been a blending grape, and we're using it as a blending grape, but in a little bigger percentage. Generally, winemakers probably don't put more than 6% of Petit Verdot into a blend. This is around 20-some%. But it adds just some really great depth, some nice berry fruit, dark berries.
It's a hearty wine. This is a big wine, and it's I think given just a little time, this is a pre-release, Tom. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. So it's not even available yet in the tasting room. So given a little time, this is going to be really delicious.
Oh, I think so.
It's tasting great now.
And so we've set a price of it. I think about $18.75 a bottle, which is just at its regular price. I think it's a really good value. And but we wanted to do a special for the first, or actually the last couple weeks here of January, and we thought we'd give a big discount of 20% on it.
This is the kind of wine that you're going to want to have on those cold winter days, that you just want to open up and enjoy and feel that you're not really going to pay a ton of money for.
Well, and this is kind of for us, this is a cold winter day.
Yeah.
We have the mustard starting to come up in the vineyards, but we're expecting a lot of rain this week. And,
which we desperately need.
And absolutely, and you know, I think yesterday I was talking to some people from Minnesota, some people from upstate New York, and they were in their shirt sleeves because, you know, here we're 50 degrees and we're thinking we're cold. And you know, some of you that are watching this that are across the country might think we're wimps out here in California. But you know, in fact, today, right before we did this shoot, I had a glass of this with some of our mushroom soup from the deli, and I thought it paired really well with it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, with a little bit of garlic bread. So
we're going to give 20%.
Right, we're going to give 20% on this wine, and it's only for a limited time. Again, it's not released yet to the general public. This is a pre-release just for our best customers. And so at the 20% off already, it's super release price. Works out to about $14 a bottle.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And for really for a Meritage Cabernet Merlot Petit Verdot blend, I think it's a great value. And so, Peter, if they go online and buy this, how do
we get the deal?
Yes.
Well,
so
you know, you got to say the secret word, Tom.
What's the secret word?
Well, we're celebrating 125, so there it is. Put 125 into your shopping carts, and you will receive 20% on this terrific wine. I mean, it's a wine that's going to just carry you through the wintertime, and you'll be very pleased if you do.
Okay, I think it's a great deal. All right, Peter.
All right, santé.
Happy New Year.